Good afternoon, everyone. Kyle Horton here. I'd like to begin by extending my sincere gratitude to all of those who have liked and shared my page over the past week, and also to those who are watching this video right now. You're all helping me to build the hypnosis community that I've wanted to do for some time now, and I'm very excited to see where it will go from here. And now, as promised, I would like to extend to you a few exercises that you can use to determine whether or not you're a good candidate to be hypnotized. Now, these are affectionately known in the hypnosis community as suggestibility tests, but for our purposes here, I like to refer to them as exercises because ultimately, regardless of how you respond to them, you're not failing. So you're not being judged on how you respond to these tests. It's just a simple way to get you thinking about how suggestion works for you, how imagination works for you, and how hypnosis works for you. And that's really what my main goal is, to get people talking about the topic at hand, to get people thinking about what they can do and what we can do together. Now, the first one is known as the arms rising and falling exercise. And for this, what I would require you to do is to extend your arms out in front of you as far as they will go, lock them in at the elbow, lock them in at the shoulder. And what I'd like you to do with your left hand is make a thumbs up, and with your right hand, have your palm facing up. You can either be sitting, standing, it doesn't matter, whatever is more comfortable for you. And in a moment, what I'm going to ask you to do is shut your eyes. And when I ask you to shut your eyes, I'd like you to imagine that attached to your left thumb is a string, and attached to that is a large, red, helium-filled balloon. And in a moment, when I ask you to shut your eyes, I'd like you to imagine that being placed in your right palm is a book. A very heavy book. The largest, thickest book that you can remember. And what's going to happen is that when you close your eyes, you're going to imagine the balloon moving your left hand and arm up and up through the force of the helium rising. And when you shut your eyes, you're going to imagine that the book in your right hand is causing your right hand and arm to move down and down under the weight of the book. So go ahead and close your eyes now if you're ready to do so, if you're in the place and have the time to do so. Close those eyes and imagine that large red helium-filled balloon causing your left hand and arm to move up and up, more and more with each passing second. And that book being placed in your right hand, causing your right hand and arm to move down and down, more and more with each passing moment. Left hand and arm moving up and up, right hand and arm moving down and down, more and more with each passing second. Left hand up and up, right hand down and down. Now go ahead and open your eyes and take a look at where your left and right arms are. Was there any movement? Now, if there was, then it's a good indication that you can be hypnotized using a particular method. If not, we've got another one for you. This is essentially a sifting and sorting method. It's just a way to figure out how best you will respond. So this next exercise is known as the hand clasp exercise, and what I'd like you to do is extend your arms out and lock them in at the shoulder and elbow, just like you did a moment ago. But this time, I'd like you to place your hands together. Lock them together as tight as possible. And with your thumbs at the top, I'd like you to focus your gaze and focus your attention upon those thumbs. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 3 down to 1. And when I do so, When I reach the number 1, you're going to attempt to remove those hands, pull them apart. But you're going to realize they're stuck together like glue. Because right now I'd like you to imagine that those hands are in a vice grip. The grip's causing those hands to move together more and more with each passing second. They're becoming tighter and tighter. Not uncomfortable, but tight. Tight that you can feel. And as I said, in a moment I'm going to count from 3 down to 1. And when I reach the number 1, as you focus on those hands, you're going to realize that you cannot pull them apart, no matter how hard you try. 3, those hands stuck together. 2, tighter and tighter, stuck together like glue. 1, very tight. Now try to pull those hands apart, and you realize you cannot. Try, but you cannot. Try, but you cannot. How did that work for you? Were you able to pull those hands apart? Now these were just a couple exercises to show you what type of things we would do in an individual session, what type of things would be done in a stage setting. These are simple exercises that show you what it is to work with a hypnotist in a professional way. And I just wanted to use this first video in a series to show you how natural and how easy to follow along these processes really are. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.